Dear students, today we will study about the political formations in the 18th century. We have already studied about the rise of the Mughal Empire under the Great Mughals. The Great Mughals were the Mughal rulers from Babur to Aurangzeb, and the successors of the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb are called the later Mughals. In fact, the rule of later Mughals was the period of the rapid decline of the Mughal Empire. Now, let us study about the later Mughals. So, the later Mughals were Bahadur Shah I, then Janandar Shah, Farooq Sayyid, Muhammad Shah, Ahmad Shah, Alamgir II, Shah Alam II, Akbar Shah, and Bahadur Shah Jafar II. Now, Bahadur Shah Jafar II was the last and the 17th Mughal emperor of India. And in this way, the later Mughal ruled the subcontinent for 150 years. They were not as capable as the great Mughals because they were just the puppets in the hands of their shrewd nobles. Why? Because they were not able to take any kind of decision on their own. Now let us study about the causes for the decline of the Mughal Empire. The first is Aurangzeb's intolerant policies. Aurangzeb adopted intolerant policies that caused revolts in different parts of the subcontinent. Now there were long wars in the Deccan because Aurangzeb was constantly busy with the wars in the Deccan, and his absence from northern India led to the disintegration of the Mughal administration. Then another cause was the weak successors. The successors of the Aurangzeb were weak and inefficient. They were unable to keep a check on the powerful Mansabdars, local chieftains, and other groups. Then there was another reason, that is competition amongst nobles. The Mughal Empire also became weak due to the competition amongst different groups of nobles. They were divided into two major groups, the Iranians and the Turanins, and the later Mughal rulers were puppets in the hands of either of these two powerful noble groups. Then another reason was revolts by peasants. Now, peasants and zamindars were uneasy with the mounting taxes. Now, they were induced by powerful chieftains to consolidate their positions, so they revolted in many parts of the empire. Then another reason is invasion by Nadir Shah, the ruler of the Iran. Nadir Shah invaded Delhi in 1739 and he looted huge amounts of wealth. He took away the famous peacock throne built by Shah Jahan, the Kohinoor diamond, and lots of other valuable things, which include gold and silver. And he also ordered a massacre of the people of Delhi, means unnecessary killing of the people of the Delhi. Then another reason was the invasion by Ahmad Shah Abdali. The Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Abdali also invaded North India 5 times between 1748 and 1761. And in 1761, the third battle of Panipat was fought between the armies, that is Abdali and the Marathas were defeated in this battle. So, in brief, we can say the main reasons of the decline of the Mughal Empire are continuous deterioration of the land relations, emergence of the regional powers as successor states, selfish conflict amongst nobles at the court, then lack of initiative in modern weapons and technology, and last but not least, Aurangzeb's flawed and short-sighted Deccan campaign. Now let us study about the emergence of the independent states. Now children, as we have studied earlier, with the decline of the Mughals, their mighty empire broke up into a number of independent regional states. So first of all, we will study about the Hyderabad. The state of Hyderabad was founded by Nizamun ul Mulk Asaf Shah. He was one of the most powerful members at the court of the Mughal Empire, Emperor Farooq Sayyid, and Asaf Shah held at a Zat rank of 7,000. He was the governor of Awadh and Deccan provinces, so he had control over the political and financial administration of the Deccan area. Now, as the competition among the court nobility increased and the political situation of the area worsened, he took the political command in his hands and became the ruler of Hyderabad state. Now, he also followed some of the policies, like he brought skilled soldiers and administration from northern India, welcomed the new opportunities in the south. Then he appointed Mansabdars and granted their Jagirs. Then he worked independent of the Mughal Empire. Now, the next state is Awadh. The territory in and around Lucknow was called Awadh. So, it was a prosperous region. It controlled the rich alluvial Ganga plains and the main trade route between North India and Bengal. Now, Awadh declared its independence in the 18th century with its capital at Faizabad. The royal family that established the rule under the Muhammad Amin Shadat Khan over his territory was a descendant of some Persian adventurer. Now, Shadat Khan later adopted the title of the Burun ul Mulk and was made the governor or Subedar of the province in 1722 by the Mughal emperor. The appointment of Subedar had been introduced by Sher Shah Suri. Now, next state which declared independent was Bengal. The territory comprising modern West Bengal, Bangladesh, and parts of Assam, Odisha, Bihar, and Jharkhand was a province of the Mughal Empire. The governor, as in Awadh, was known as Nawab, and following the decline of the Mughal Empire, it sought independence from the Mughals on payment of tribute. Murshid Quli Khan had been appointed as the naib to the governor of the province. He quickly rose in the ranks and seized the power. He controlled over the local resources and revenue administration of the state. He transferred all Mughal Jagirs to Odisha, and as his capital city Murshidabad grew in capital, he ordered complete reassessment of the revenues of the Bengal. Now, next comes the Watan Jagirs of the Rajputs. Now, we have already learned that the Mughals treated even the defeated Rajputs with honor and allowed them to rule their land, that is Watan, and were also given assignments outside their land. So, such assignments were called Watan Jagirs, and this created a wide base for the Mughal power. The term Watan represented an important feature of the entitlement of land holdings based on payment. So, with these land grants, a number of the rights to land, services, and tax payments were granted, and similar gifts to land or to temples and Brahmins were known as inams and mirars. Now, we will study about the Sikhs. Now, their relationship with the Mughals deteriorated when Jahangir executed Guru Arjan, that is the fifth Guru, in 1606. And why he was executed? Just for giving shelter to Prince Khusrau, who had rebelled against his own father. Now, the ninth Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur, was martyred in 1675 during the rule of Aurangzeb for refusing to convert to Islam. And even his two elder sons has also been killed by the Mughals. And two other sons were also killed by refusing to convert to Islam. So the Sikhs thus had been transferred into a political community during the 17th century. The Khalsa sought to defend the community from oppression by rulers like the later Mughals, and the Sikhs were mainly based in and around Punjab. From 1695 AD, the Sikhs not only fought against the Mughal officials, but also local kingdoms of the North India. Next comes the Marathas. Shivaji, the Maratha kingdom, was found during Aurangzeb's rule by Shivaji. He was the son of the Shahaji Bhonsle, who was a Sardar under Ahmednagar, and Shivaji had succeeded in carving out a stable kingdom with the support of warrior families. So he turned them into the strong military force. He also used guerrilla techniques of hiding and then striking at a certain hour to make an impact of the enemies. Then comes the Jats. Now, the Jats were another warrior class community based around Delhi and Mathura. In 1669, they rose in revolt under their leader Gokul Jat, and the Mughals under Aurangzeb dealt with them very severely. So, they, however, continued their rebellious attitude under Raja Ram and thereafter Churman. So, they acquired control of territories west of the city of Delhi under Churman. Now, the Jats were great builders. They built the Bharatpur fort in traditional style and also a garden palace fort at Dig. It combined the styles of the Ambar and Agra, and the architectural forms of Jat buildings were modeled on those of Shah Jahan. So, I hope, children, everything is clear to you. If there will be any sort of doubt, you may ask me. Thank you, children. Stay safe, stay healthy.